Hello guys, welcome back to Coding Cafe. My name is Mohammed Ali, and in this tutorial we are going to create a registration activity for allowing the user to register using his valid phone number. So first of all, if you have not watched the previous tutorial, then please go and watch the first tutorial first, in which we create a Firebase project, also our this Android project, and we connect our this Skype clone project to the Firebase. So yeah, let's start. And by first tutorial I mean the previous tutorial. Okay, so anyways, first of all, come here to the res, and here we have, okay, not this one, okay, here it is generated, not this one. Click on this res resource folder, okay, and here you will have this values, and in here we have colors.xml. Just click on it, and now here make sure to change these colors. So the first color that we will use is, the code for that is 32 capital E870, okay, which is this color. And then the second color primary dark, just copy paste the same color and paste it here. And then the color accent, we will use 2732 3 capital E. So yeah, and then this is our main activity, which is empty activity for now since we have not added anything to it yet. So let's create another activity, and we can give it, I mean this will be our empty activity first of all, and the name of this activity will be registration. Okay, and then click finish. So all we gonna need is come here to the XML file for this registration activity, and we need to change this constant layout to the relative layout. First of all, let's come here to the build.gradle module app. We have to add our dependency here. So all you're gonna need is just to copy paste this, and this dependency is basically to allow user to select his country code easily. That is from a number of flags, that is, let's say USA flag, and there will be the country code. Then let's say France flag, and then the country code. Hope you know about this. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's it. com.hbb20 colon ccp colon 219 2.1.9, and then also let's add another one dependency for permissions, and it will be com.devrl dot colon easy permissions, okay, EASY PERMISSIONS colon 0.4.0, and then you can just click on sync now. Oh, sorry, I mean here this dependency which we add for the permissions, which is com.devrel, I forgot. I mean it is not starting from the com. All you gonna need is just to write pub.devrel. Okay, the rest of the thing will remain the same, and then click try again, and this time it will work without any error. So here you can see it is synced successfully. Now just close this. Now the next thing which we need to do is to quickly design our this registration activity and write code for allowing user to register using phone number. So well, I will just provide these two links in the description. Okay, you can just check and then go to it. So first of all, we will have this one which is linked to app icons. So you can just click on this icon, and when you click on that link, basically it will redirect you to here, okay, to the Google Drive, where you will get all the icons of this app. Now we need to download all of these. Okay, so once you come here, then you can just click here on this app icons, and here you will see this download. Okay, just click on this download, and it's going to download all the icons. Okay, so wait for it, it will take some seconds. So here you can see it is downloaded successfully. Here you can see it. Now let's just go to that folder and here you will see it. Okay, it is inside our download folder. Now I'm going to move it, cut it from here. I'm going to move it on the desktop so that I can show you something. I mean, just extract this. Okay, extract here, and these are our app icons. So just copy all these icons, copy it, go to the Android Studio. Here we will have this res inside the drawable folder. Right click on drawable and click here in show in Explorer. Click on this drawable folder and paste all of these inside here. Replace the file in the destination. Okay, so here you can see it. If I show you the view, then you will see it easily. Okay, here you can see it. Now the next thing, which is about the design, I will also explain this. Okay, the design, which is this first link. Okay, instead of writing the design, I mean, it will take more time, so I will just copy paste it. Okay, I place the design file here and then I will explain it how it works. Okay, when you click on this second link, which is basically linked to XML design for registration, it will redirect you to this page. Okay, here basically our XML design code for our registration activity. So all you're going to need is just to copy this, I mean, from this text view up to the end, which is this button. So copy it, Control C, and then come back to the Android Studio and paste it here. Okay, so you will get this kind of screen. Okay, and all you need is now just to add a background towards activities of background, and it will be by the name register inside the drawable folder. I mean the icons that we just placed there. Okay, so this is our registration activity design. Okay, and one thing, I mean, first of all, here you can see we are using this text view, which is contain no text but just to make the design proper. Okay, so our basically our design starts from here. Okay, and this icon which is says go live, which we just give to our this app, I mean this is the name of this app which you are developing, go live. Okay, you can give any name you want to it, and this is the icon and this is the background which we just add from here. Okay, register, you can also check it inside the drawable folder, and then it starts from here. So basically our, I mean, design starts from here. First of all, we have a relative layout. Inside that we have this linear layout which contains this text view, this I mean this dependency which we just added. Okay, which is this one, which is the country picker basically. Okay, I forgot to tell the name. This is basically a country picker. Like let's say by default, I mean, first of all, here you can see this is the text view which says phone number, and then inside we have another linear layout which is horizontal. Okay, gravity is this, and by default this linear layout is horizontal. So the first one we have the country code picker. That is, let's say if you click on this picker, then it will control all the countries in the world. That is, let's say if you are from USA, then you can select USA and it will control the it will display the country code of USA. If you are from India, then it will display the country code for India. Okay, and by default here you can see it displaying my country code, which is Pakistan. Okay, if you want, you can just change it. Like let's say if you want that by default it display USA. Okay, so you just type US, or if you want to display it India, then you can just type IND or IN. Okay, here you can see it IN, and if you are from any other country, then you can just type here that, like just like that. If you are from Turkey, then you can just write, I mean, what is the, I mean, country name for that, that is TURKY. So you can just, I mean, do it like this. Like in my case, my country name start, I mean the short English alphabet is PK. Okay, so Pakistan. So anyways, I mean, you can select a default country selected from here, like if you want. Okay, and then the next thing is basically this edit text, where a user will write obviously his phone number, starting from, I mean, first it will have +92 and then your phone number. Okay, so just for the hint, I mean, we just write here this 304123123 and so on, I mean whatever the number is. So once then we have this continue button. After that, let me just show it to you guys, which is this one. okay, continue. And here you can see we have this edit text. Now whenever the user write the phone number and when he click on this continue button, then basically at that time we display the second edit text, and the visibility for this edit text is now gone. I mean, it is invisible. If I show you, then here you can see this is the code that the user will receive on his phone number, and he will just write that code here and then again click on this continue button. By the way, we will change the text for it, that is next. Okay, so after that the user will be allowed to use the application. So anyway, this is just the design that I just explained to you guys. Okay, and the important thing comes now is the registration activity, I mean the code that we will write for it. Okay, so let's start from that. So go to the registration activity, and here now you will understand it more clearly, I mean when we work on it. So first of all, let's create a country code picker, and let's give it name as CCP, and then our edit text, from where we can get the code and edit text. So we can give it name as phone text, and then we have another edit text just like I show you guys. This one is for getting the phone number, and then we have this invisible edit text which is for the code that the user will receive on his phone. Okay, so let's also create an instance for that. So we can give it name as code text, and then we have a button which is continue button obviously, so we can give it a name as continue and next btn. Let's create variable checker which will be of string data type, and we will use that. Okay, so let's create it now. Checker equals to null, comma, phone number equals to null. And let's create an instance for our relative layout. I will tell you now why we are accessing it. Relative layout, and let's just quickly cast it here inside our own create. So first we have font text equals to find you by id or dot id dot, and the id for this is font text inside our XML. I mean you can check the IDs here. Okay, continue next button and all these here you can see it. Okay, so let's just copy paste this quickly for the other fields. Then we have the code text, and the ID for this is code text. Then we have continue next button, and then the ID for this is continue next button. And then we have the relative layout, and the ID for this is phone auth. Remove this second one, and now let me tell you what is this one. Basically it is this whole relative layout. Okay, now as I already told you earlier, we will write a code for it basically now here. Okay, the step which I am now explaining. Now whenever the user select a country from this country code picker and he write the phone number here, then when he click on this continue, we are going to invisible this relative layout, okay, which contain all of these things, and instead of this we will display our this edit text, in which we will ask a code from the user that he will receive on his phone number, or she will receive the phone number, okay, on her phone basically. So anyways, I mean let's just do it. So the next step is when the user write the phone number, he will click on this continue button. Okay, so let's start from there, which is our continue next button dot set on click listener, new on click listener. And now in here, since we are using this one button for the continue when a user click on continue, it will send the code, and then once the user receive a code, then again we will use this button. So for that's why we create this checker string type variable that will check the status, either the user, what kind of process the user is going to perform. Okay, so here we can say if continue and next button dot get text dot equals to submit. If the text of this button is equals to submit, okay, since you know that by default now it is continue, okay, and once the user receive a code and write the code, then this button will turns to submit. Okay, so that is why we are writing here, and now we will perform that step. Okay, but first let me complete this, and now the next will be or if the checker variable status, if this is equals to code sent, then in that case what we will do, and then the else statements, which means that is the user just come here to this activity, to the registration activity for the first time, and this first condition is not satisfied, which is that is the text of this button must be equal to submit, and it is not equal to submit at the first time, which is continue, okay, not submit, and the checker variable is equals to code send, but for now the checker variable is null. Okay, since we have not equals, we are not changing the checker variable here at the start. Okay, so the else statement will execute first, which means for the first time here when the user come here, a new user basically, let's say he has not write his phone number yet, so let's say he select a country, country code picker, let's say Pakistan, then he write the phone number and he will click on this continue button. Then what's next? So let's just implement that part. We are going to get the phone number from this edit text, okay, and we will assign it to our variable which we create by the name phone number. Make sure to use the same spellings for the variable, okay, so that you do not get confused by anything. So we can say CCP, which is our country code picker. Then we can say dot get full number with plus. Okay, get full number with plus. And by the way, I just remember from the CCP we have to cast this also here. So let's just do it. I forgot to do it. Okay, so CCP equals to country code picker find view by ID or dot ID dot, and the ID for this is CCP. Okay, for our country code picker, here you can see it. So yeah, now we have to register this CPP with our edit text, to this, that is, let's say +92 and then the number which is written here. So we can say CCP, sorry, it is CCP not CPP, CCP dot register carrier number edit text, this first one, and pass the edit text which is by the name phone text. Okay, this one, phone text, here you can see it. Okay, so anyways, that's it. Now the next thing is we are getting the phone number along with the plus, and we are storing it inside the string type variable phone number, and we have to check, we have to verify if the phone number not equals to null dot equals to, first add exclamation mark here, which means not. So if this is not equals to null, then we will proceed and send a code using Firebase to the user phone number. Okay, otherwise it means that there is some problem with the user phone number. Okay, so you can just display a error message to the user here. So you can say please write valid phone number, or you can say phone format for the number basically. So yeah, and now here, by using this phone number we are going to send the code, okay, the verification code. So for that all we're gonna need is, here we can say phone auth provider phone auth dot on verification state change callbacks, and let's give it name callbacks. And since I told you please use the same names just like I use here, okay, callbacks, so that there must be no confusion. We'll be needing a Firebase auth, so we can say Firebase auth mauth. Then we need a string type variable which is for the verification ID, so we can say verification ID private phone auth provider dot force resending token, and let's give it name as m resend token. Also, let's add a progress dialog, so just to let the user know what is going on. Okay, so it is progress dialog. Let's give it name as loading bar. Now here we will say that is we will display the loading bar, that is loading bar dot set type. So we can say phone number verification loading bar dot set message, and it will be, that is, let's say, please wait while we are verifying your phone number. Loading bar dot show. And if you want, if a user click on the screen, then it might not disappear until it completely do all the processes. Okay, so we can just set on cancel on touch outside this one, it will be false. Now I will provide this link in the description, which is basically for the Firebase phone auth verification. Okay, we will do it using this. Also, you can see this is the link. You can just type it in the URL, which is firebase.google.com/docs/auth/android/phone-auth. Also, if you just go to Google and if you type Firebase phone auth, then you will get this. Okay, which is Firebase google.com docs auth android. This first one, which is authenticate with Firebase on Android using phone number. Okay, so you can just click on it, and here you will they say all the steps that we need in order to verify the phone number and then sending a code to that valid phone number to user phone, basically. Okay, so you can read it if you want, but we already discussed this. Okay, so before you begin, there are some steps which they said, that is, if you have not already add Firebase to your Android project. So if you have not watched the previous video tutorial, I already told you to please go and watch that video tutorial. It basically means to connect our app or this Android project to the Firebase. Okay, and we already did this in the previous video tutorial. Okay, and then the second one is in your project level, include Google Maven repository, and we already add this Google Maven repository to our build script and all projects. And this is basically our this is our build script, and this is the Google Maven repositories, and this is the project level, all projects, and this is the Google Maven repository here. Okay, and then the next step which they said is that add the dependency for the Firebase authentication Android library to your app. Okay, so we have already these dependencies in our build Gradle module app. They talk about this thing, okay, which is Firebase auth. So we have already this Firebase auth storage database core, but all they need is basically for the phone verification we use only this one is needed just for now, Firebase auth. Okay, so already we did and we add all of these dependencies in the previous tutorial. So if you have not watched that video tutorial, then please go and watch that video tutorial first. And then they said, if you have not connected your app, this step is already done. it is connected to the Firebase. And then the important thing, the last step, is this one, which is if you have not already set your app's SHA-1. So we have to set this SHA-1 hash. If we do not set this, then we will not receive the verification code on the user phone. Okay, so how we can do it? All you're going to need is just go to the Android Studio, and first of all, here you can see this Gradle. Okay, just click on this Gradle, and inside this Gradle we have this app. Click on this app, and then this Android, and then in here we have this sign in report. Double click on it, and you will get the SHA1 if you can see it. Okay, SHA1. So just copy this SHA1 code. Okay, just copy it, and then all you're gonna need is to go to your Firebase project, Skype clone app. Okay, and then in here in our project, just click on this gear icon. Okay, this setting icon, and here you will see this project settings. Click on this project settings, and this is our project basically. Okay, com example Skype clone, sorry. Okay, which you already created in the previous tutorial. I mean, you will get a screen like this. Here you can see it. Okay, and then here you can see we have this add fingerprint. So just click on it, and all you're going to need is just to paste that SHA1 key here. Okay, by pressing Ctrl V. You can just click that, I mean paste that here, and then click save. Now once it is done, you will see that this is our SHA1, which is now here successfully. So yeah, that's it. Now let's just go back to the Android Studio. I mean, first of all, let's check what they say next. Okay, so we have already, I mean, this tab is done, I mean, which is Firebase project, authentication, phone number, sign in method. Okay, we have already enabled this. I already showed to you guys in the previous tutorial. Here the first step is they say that is you go to the Firebase authentication, I mean to your Firebase project first, then the authentication, and go to the sign in method, and from here make sure that this phone is enabled. Okay, this phone authentication is enabled. So once it is enabled, they said that is the next step is to send a verification code to the user phone. So you have already get the phone number, and all you're going to need is just click on this Java, since we are developing this using Java, and then you can just copy this whole code and go to the Android Studio. And now here let's close this thing. Okay, and come back to the app. Okay, just from here. Okay, and then after this displaying this loading bar or progress dialog, you can just paste that code. Okay, and they have already added the comments here, which is easy to understand, so there is no rocket science in it. And this m callbacks is basically on verification stat change callbacks. Okay, so just copy this m callbacks, I mean rename this. Okay, let's use the same name, variable name. Okay, which is m callbacks. I replace it with this one. Okay, so yeah, which is previously it is just callbacks, I mean we give it that name. So anyways, so you can add the comments. I mean here you can see the time out, that is within 60 seconds. If the user do not write the code, then the verification code will be get expired. Okay, and we are sending that verification code on this phone number, and basically this is the phone number variable that we created a string type variable here. Okay, phone number, and we are getting the phone number from our edit text here. If you can see it, I mean we are storing it inside this phone number string type variable. Here you can see it. So I mean that's it. Now the next thing is, after this we can say m callbacks equals to new phone auth provider dot on verification change callbacks, and then alongside with it these two methods will be get. Make sure to put a semicolon here first, which is on verification completed and on verification failed, which are the built-in functions. Okay, that is, let's say if the verification is failed, let's say the user enter wrong code, or let's say, I mean by any mean the verification gets failed. So in that case what you want to do, you have to write that code here, which is, I mean you can write here, I mean let's say whatever you want to do in that case. And one is the on verification completed, that is if the verification completed, then in that case what you want to do. So we will write the code for the completion and for the verification failed. Also we have another method which we can use, which is, let's say if the user has phone number and let's say it's the user SIM card is in another phone. Okay, and he is using that application in another phone, so we will receive a code definitely on that SIM card, or you can say on that phone. So we can say on code sent, this one. Okay, it is also a built-in function. So let's say if the SIM card is in the same phone, then it will automatically verify the code, just like you guys see in WhatsApp. Okay, I hope all of you have used WhatsApp. Okay, and just imagine that process. We are exactly doing the phone verification like WhatsApp phone number verification when you install WhatsApp for the first time. Okay, so yeah. So well, come here to this where we left, okay, to your browser. So after that we have skip this one, we do not need it. We have another one, this steps which we just done, okay. And if you want to get into the details of it, then you can just read this, what this callbacks will do, or this phone provider verification phone number, which I already explained, okay. And you can read it in details if you want from here. Also they have write the comments here that what kind of code, or what you can write here. So the next thing which we need to do is, on verification completed, what we want to do is this one, okay. If the verification is completed, then we want to sign in the user with the phone auth credential, okay, and we will send the user to the main activity. So anyways, let's just copy this whole code, come back to the Android Studio, and after the on create, we can just paste our code here. That method, that code which we just copied, okay, and make sure to import it by press alt enter, okay. Import class, then also import this onComplete listener, non-null, and also import this task, log, import, import. So if the task is successful, what we want to do, we want to dismiss the loading bar. So we can say that loading bar dot dismiss, and you can display a toast message to the user if you want, that is, congratulations, you are logged in successfully. And then we can send the user to the main activity. So let's just create quickly a method for that. So we can say a private void send user to main activity. Then we can write the intent for it. So you can say intent, let's give it name intent equals to new intent, and we are on the registration activity dot this. We are going to send the user to the main activity dot class. So start the intent, start activity for the intent, that's it, finish. So yeah, let's just call this method after this toast message, sorry, send user to main activity. And in case of any error, we can display a error message to the user. So we can just say toast, and we can say, now if you want to get the error, first of all let dismiss the loading bar first, and if you want to get the exact error, then you can just create a stringed up variable by name e, and then we can say task dot get exception dot to string, and task is basically this object, okay. So it will get that error, and then we can say error, and we can display that error message, that is what type of error basically occur, sorry, e, okay. So yeah, so if the verification is completed automatically, that is, let's say if the SIM card is in the same phone and the user try to log in, and if it verifies, then we can just call that method, which is sign in with phone auth credential, the method which we just created. And here we have to pass the phone auth credential as a parameter to it. Now in case if the verification failed, then in that case we have to do something, which is we can just display a toast message that is, hey, your phone number is invalid or in wrong format. So just write any message you want, that is, let's say invalid phone number, and then we have to display the phone number, sorry, the phone text edit text, which is the name by the name phone text, okay, dot set visibility. Now we will also I mean you will understand it once I write it, and it will be visible. Okay, because in the case if the this if statement which says that is if you receive the code, and which is basically for this method on code sent, we will now implement that. So once let's say the user write the phone number and he receive a code, then we will display the edit text which is now invisible. Okay, so we will write the code for this edit text which is now invisible for now. Okay, so we will write the code for that here inside our own own code sent, and inside this if statement. So we will also invisible, if this if statement executed, then we will invisible this whole relative layout which contain this phone number, ccp, and this edit text. Okay, so hope you get the idea and you can understand this. This is really easy. Okay, so yeah, so here we can say visible. Now this is the code which you are writing back for the verification failed. That is, let's say if the code is wrong, then we are going to, or let's say by any mean the verification failed, then we have to display back that relative layout. So not the font text. We have to display back our relative layout. And if the code is sent, then in that case this relative layout must be invisible. Okay, on verification code sent. So make sure to change this to gone here. Now when we run the application now after some few minutes, after completing this, then you will understand the whole idea more clearly. And also we have to dismiss the loading bar in case if the verification failed. So if the code is sent, we have to change the value of our variable, which is by the name checker. So the value of it will becomes now this one. Okay, which is code sent. So copy it and paste that here. And also the text of our button, which is continue and next button dot set text, and it will be continue now it will be submit, which you can see here. And as I told you, these are the built-in functions, and it will be automatically called. It will automatically verify. That is either the SIM. If the SIM card is in the same phone, or it is in the other phone. So if it is, let's say, if the SIM card is in the same phone, then it will automatically verifies. While if it is in the other phone, then you have to write that code in your app. The edit text that we are using for the code. So we have to set the visibility for that to visible. And also here we have to, if the verification failed, then we have to make this invisible, and also the text of this button. So copy it, and inside the on verification failed, we can just paste it and change this back to continue, and code sent, it will be gone. Now in here we can just say m verification id equals to verification, this one. Okay, the value of this is string s. In your case, let's say you can also change the name of this variable to anything. Okay, so we'll just pass this s, a string type variable, and then the m resend token equals to, which is this force resending token, which is force resending token, the name of this one. And once the code is sent, let's also tell the user that his code has been sent to you. Okay, so you can say code has been sent, please check, and write here, or whatever the message you want to write here. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Also, let's just dismiss the loading bar. So on code sent, we are doing these things. Okay, now obviously this if condition will execute, and now here we have to get the verification code which a user will write inside this edit text. Okay, the visibility of which is now invisible in this case, but using the Java code we make it visible. Okay, you will also see it when we run and test this application. So anyway, let's create quickly a string type variable, and we can give it name as verification code equals to code text dot get text dot to string. if the verification code is equals to null dot equals to null, then just display any toast message you want, that is, hey, please write the verification code first. Please write verification code first. Otherwise, in the else statement, you will check if the verification code is correct or not. So this time, let's just copy this loading bar here, since it will perform some loading, verification. So code verification. Please wait while we are verifying code number, or let's say code, whatever you want. Code will be good, okay? And then we can say phone auth credential. Let's give it name credential equal phone auth provider dot get credential, pass the m verification id, comma, pass the verification code, here. So yeah, and then we can just call our method, which is by the name sign in with phone auth credential, and pass the credential to it as a parameter. So once the user write the code, we are calling that method. If it is okay, if the code is verified, if the user write the correct code, then we are going to sign in the user using the phone auth credential. And also we forgot to initialize our Firebase auth, which is this one. Okay, so here at the top inside the onCreate, we can say mauth equals to Firebase auth dot get instance, and also our progress dialog. So we can say loading bar equals to new progress dialog, this which is our registration activity dot this. And here the code which we write, which is phone auth provider, it displays some errors. Let's just remove this and write it manually. Verify phone number. The first parameter is needed is the phone number, then the time 60, and then our time unit dot seconds, comma, registration activity dot this, comma, and then the m callbacks. So yeah, that is okay now. Now we are ready to test our application, but before going to that, come here to the Android manifest and let's quickly write the permission, which is using internet permission. Okay, so use this permission, and you can just type internet, this one, and just close this. Okay, so yeah, we are now ready to test it. So for that, you have to test your application on your real Android smartphone. So I'm going to connect my real Android smartphone. Here you can see it, Oppo A5s. Whatever the Android phone you have, you can just connect it, and then here you can see it, Oppo. In your case it will be your phone name, let's say Samsung Galaxy or whatever it is, and then you can just run it. For running the application, one thing which you need to do is, we want that our application starts from the registration activity. So all we're gonna need is just to cut this intent filter from here, Control X. Okay, and here you can see we have this registration activity, and paste that inside here, this intent filter. And now let's just first of all connect your real Android phone to your PC or laptop. Here you can see in my case I have connected my Oppo Android phone, and now you can just run it by clicking on the play button. So the app is running now successfully. Here you can see it, and now I'm going to type my, first of all, here if you click on this country code picker, you can just select your country. Let's say if you are from any country, you can just select that country, let's say Argentina or any country. Okay, so in my case I am from Pakistan, so I'm going to select my country, which is PK +92 is our country code. Okay, in your case it will be different. And then I'm going to write my phone number. So I just write my phone number, and then let's click on this continue button. So here you can see phone number verification code has been sent, please check. And here you can see now I will just receive a code, because I am using the SIM card is in the same phone. Okay, here you can see it. I just received, and it says congratulations, your account is verified successfully. Okay, so it automatically verifies. Now if I show you the code here, you can see it, phone code, and this is the code which I just received. So if your SIM card is, let's say, in another phone, okay, so you will receive that code, and all you're gonna need is just to type this code in the verification code area, I mean the text which we provide. Okay, so since in my case it automatically verifies it. So yeah, I mean that's it. So that's it for this video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. And don't forget to follow me on my Twitter and Instagram account for recent updates.